What is up? Camino here. We're doing another round of shots on this Sunday night, August 31st, 2025. Hope everyone is doing well on this Labor Day holiday weekend. I'm joined by my usual cast of characters, Davo, Trey, Doc, BZ, and Liff, all in the house. Davo, how are you doing, bud?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Trey, good. What's the word?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. The Doc making his house call tonight.
Good to always have football back in the mix. I'm a big tennis fan, so between that and watching the U.S. Open, life is good.
Volleyball today too. They had
everything was great except for the ending.
Ending. BZ, what's up?
I'm doing well. I just got back from Chicago. It's been a long weekend, but happy to be back. And sadly, I have to work, but hopefully everybody else is doing well, though.
Sadly, you have to work. I think the rest of us work, too. Just saying. Liv.
Yeah.
Jenna, what's up?
Good. Labor Day weekend. Don't have class tomorrow. Can't get much better than that. So.
Good. All right. We're streaming live on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. And Rando has joined us, conveniently. What's up, brother?
Sir, how you doing? I had a little panic attack because this brand new laptop I bought like less than a week ago wasn't firing up, and I was like, I can't do this right now. But we got to figure it out.
Do me a favor. Hit your settings button at the bottom. I want you to turn the mirror, toggle that mirror off so that the view will, instead of we seeing 1-4, we'll see 4-1. There you go.
Here we go.
All right. You still look as handsome either way. Just saying.
Yeah, now it's my bad side. I don't think I have a good side, but now I'm definitely on my bad side.
All right. Tonight, thanks everyone for hanging. Buzz doing the lake thing still, I think is what he's saying. So, and Rando, thanks for doing this on kind of short notice. But appreciate you. You're in San Diego, right? California?
Yes, sir. Yeah, San Marcos is where my house is. I work in San Diego, but
okay.
Yeah, it's
the 3 hours. It's 5-ish there.
That's right. Yep. Which is nice for late night football. Not so great for waking up early kickoff, but we'll get through it.
All right. Let's do this. So tonight we're going to recap the Toledo game. We'll look ahead to Ole Miss. We'll talk about how the SEC did as a whole over this past weekend, and whatever little nuggets we can get to before the show ends. However, we're starting hot with our Toledo recap, but I want to. Last week we did a prediction show. And for the most part, most of it. And Rando, you weren't on, but you send us your predictions. Appreciate it. Everyone here did theirs, and I think just staying with week one as we know it. The group, all of us except for one, picked Kentucky to win yesterday. The one person happens to be the only misses. We're a Brady bunch. I should put her in the middle, and if she should be Alice wasn't that Alice? Wasn't the Brady bunch the middle? Alice. All right, never mind. Date myself. Chris, Beasy, and Lift. You probably don't even know what the Brady bunch is, do you?
I've
What he did.
heard of the Brady Bunch, but nothing.
Heard of it.
Yeah, nothing too major.
All right, let's check this out. Our friend Jay Hayes, who it was a head scratcher for him for Jenna to pick Toledo. So after the game ended, he posted this, tagging her, and she liked it. She shared it. It's all in fun. Everybody's just having a good time. But this was the clip. Brought to you Two Fist. All right. Having fun there. Jenna, you get to speak first. What was first? Remind everyone what was the gut feeling that?
Here was my gut feeling. I thought we were going to lose, like full out. I thought we were going to lose. Now, I will say, did I overestimate Toledo? Absolutely. Did I underestimate Kentucky? Not at all. Kentucky played essentially exactly how I expected them to play. Just a lot of unknowns trying to be figured out, and amazing job by the defense. We would have lost if the defense didn't play the game they did, but they played exactly how I expected it, where the offense is still, there's just so many unknowns. They're still trying to figure things out, and that's exactly what we saw. But yeah,
in your defense, game day, what was it, Kurt? They were picking Toledo. Toledo received votes in the AP, and
but Toledo played absolutely god awful. So I was wrong there. Thought they were going to be a lot better than they played, but Kentucky played exactly how I thought they would play. Questionable on offense, very mediocre on offense, amazing on defense.
Yeah. Dabo, let me go to you. Your take on the game yesterday. Let's do this because I want to. I got before I would do these when I would do these recaps. I would call it the good, the bad, and the ugly. And people were hitting me up like, "Why are you picking on saying bad?" People are like, "So this is the good and not so good." What was the good for you yesterday, Dabo?
The good was the defense. Excuse me.
Cujo, calm down, Cujo.
Jesus Christ, that dog. He finally found his bark, and it's getting ridiculous. So the good was the both lines, honestly. The defensive line, a lot of pressure, especially up the middle, was really cool to see. Sarah, please get him to stop. Jesus Christ. The defensive line, like I said, was really awesome to see that pressure, especially early, to get to a quarterback who really liked to sling it downfield. So that was really cool to see. And then it was also cool to see us really not give up a sack except for the stupid little safety that Zach took in the end zone. But other than that, I mean, the running game was a positive. It's something that, we're used to seeing. So thankfully they got it going, especially towards the end of the game. I ain't supposed to talk about negatives, right? Just positive.
Not yet. Positive. Yet. So
But other than that, yeah, I mean, that's, it was a win at the end of the day whenever the narrative was that the sexy pick was Kentucky to get beat. So it was good to at least shut down the national media for at least 1 week.
And shut Jenna down. Trey, give me something good, Jessica.
Jenna's family. It's okay.
Yes,
she got her pass.
She's ROS family. Yeah. Go ahead, Trey. What you got? Good.
Say the first was we got the W. So no matter how ugly or good they played, W is a W. I think the first game usually offense or defense, you usually go out there and do your basic plays and hope you win. So I think they try not to show too much for next week's game. So just go out there, do your basic plays, and execute those good, and get the W.
Okay, fair.
Trey,
Doc.
my bad. Trey, do you think they showed too much on defense though, with all the stunts and all the exotic stuff they were throwing?
I don't think they showed too much because, I mean, still throwing some blitzes that they can always bring in for next week. So just work on your stunts, your basic stunts, and see how they look on film and try to throw in some more stuff for next week. So I don't think they showed too much for the stunts or any other plays they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they brought pressure with Nichols a few times, but they really didn't show any crazy exotic blitz packages. They were winning up front with 4 on the line, so I don't think they showed too much.
Okay, good. Doc, give me something good from yesterday.
Yeah, defense had to be the one that stood out. They tackled well. They played physical. They stopped Toledo on 3 out of 4 fourth down. So probably what I hated and expected, if not for the 7-play, 95-yard drive there in the fourth quarter. They essentially held Toledo scoreless for 3 quarters. So you can't really ask anything more than that. And then to quote the infamous Steve Spurrier, Kentucky's got themselves a hell of a punter, man. Aiden LaRose. He pinned Toledo back after the safety. He came up, made a heck of a tackle. I think a starting field position for the Rockets was probably, I think I read someplace around the 12-yard line average. So he had him pinned back. Kentucky's got a hell of a punter.
Hell of a punter. Beasy, what you got, bro?
Yeah, so the good, you definitely have to say probably the defensive and offensive line for sure. The defense stood tall. Of course, there were some stuff that, had some missed tackles, but overall the defense looked great. The offensive line looked great as well. I think they had 5.2 yards per carry for runs. So, of course, that's great to, have your running back room to be able to make runs and everything. And then what was the other part, the somewhat bad?
We'll get to the bad in a sec.
But yeah, overall, I'm excited for the year, and, hopefully the offense can improve. But like you said, we'll talk about that later.
Rando, give me something good.
Yeah, so we mentioned the defense. Alex Safari is a guy. Like that dude, potentially the best defender on the field, no matter who you play in the SEC. So he is all the way on the field or everywhere on the field. But I'll get away from the defense and say the first 2 drives. I'll say the first 2 drives were a positive for the offense. Zach looked like a 7th-year senior, like a dude who's been playing college football for almost a decade. The deep ball to JJ that got overturned, that was a hell of a ball and a hell of a catch. And then we got the ball back and he drove down the field and we scored. So I will say that was the good. Alex Safari's a guy. And then if we can get consistent drives like the first 2, we might be dangerous.
I'm with you. That's it. Jenna, anything good before we go? Anything good you want to
I definitely say the offensive line, big blue wall. They gave the running game so many opportunities.
Nice showing.
And I think the improvement between this season and last season is very evident. And once again, like you were saying, like no sacks, minus that safety, which Zach did admit, like he took full blame for it post game. He was like, I just didn't give it off. So I think the offensive line, it's something Kentucky really needed to have, and that's something they got. So
stay with you. Give me something bad.
Wait a minute, Kevin. I think we're letting Jenna off the hook a little bit too easy with her initial prediction, right?
All right,
is that all we're going to do? We're just going to kind of gloss it over and let her explain.
That's a all right. So comedy.
Remember, I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember it was actually a 2-part prediction. The first part was that Kentucky was going to lose to Toledo, and good points about how she thought Kentucky was probably played about as well as she thought they would. Toledo wasn't as good, but that doesn't nearly explain the second half of the prediction of how in the world is Kentucky going to end up beating Georgia later on down the line. Jenna, I'm going to give you a chance now to kind of retract that right at this particular point.
I'm not retracting it at all. I'm staying true to my prediction. I'm telling you right now, they're still gonna beat Georgia.
All right, she's out. But you know what? To take a Comedy Central approach, the panel right here for the next minute. We're roasting Jenna. Go, Davo.
I don't know if I agree with this one.
No, you're taking it here for a minute. Davo, give me a good roast. Come on.
History would say she's out of her mind because the last few years we've gone down to Athens. We have walked by with our cattails between our legs. So I don't foresee that happening at all, Jenna. I'm sorry. We're gonna go down there and more than likely get our ass kicked.
Trey.
I say she's still young. She has a lot to learn.
So you probably need school tomorrow, Jenna, is what Trey said.
No, I'm good.
Right. Doc, go ahead.
I actually like the way she's approaching it. If you have a gut feeling and you stick with it, there's really nothing wrong with that. It's just you have to suffer the consequences afterwards when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Good company. Beasy.
Hey, the one good thing about this UK-Georgia game is it's at noon, and usually if the game is earlier on in the day, UK has been able to keep it close, except, UK got killed against Georgia that night game a few years ago. So I believe, with an early kickoff, it could favor UK. But, of course, Georgia is going to definitely win. But I do think UK could keep it potentially close. But, hopefully Jenna's right and UK does beat Georgia.
You are letting her off. I'm giving you all a roast for her. Rando, give us the roast.
My mama raised me better than that, so I can't. But I will say that that game is on my birthday, and I don't know that I've been living right for the good Lord to give me that gift of us going to Athens and getting a W. So my prediction of 8-4. Georgia was one of those losses. So my goodness, if we got to win, I would appreciate it. I don't think it's going to happen. Gunner looked like a legit QB1 against Marshall. And I understand it's against Marshall, but they handled business yesterday. They looked like the real deal. And I think Kirby real pissed that he's getting slept on right now. So that's a tough one.
All right, Jenna, I guess people like you here. I mean, they don't want to. Mama, you brought in, mamas, how mamas raise their kids too. All right, Jenna, stay. Anything bad? Give me something bad.
I would say it's just the question of unknowns, specifically at the wide receiver position. There were just so many plays where you could tell Calzada wanted one of those deep balls to really hit. There just seems to be some sort of miscommunication that even he admitted was not happening during camp. During camp, it looked great. And then suddenly when we're out in the field in the real game time, it was looking a bit iffy. But I just think that comes with time. When your group, literally a whole new group of receivers, it's going to take time. That's definitely something that needs to be situated by Saturday because it's Ole Miss. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different defense, and it's a whole different offense, right? The defense is only going to be able to save you and get the ball back in your hands so many times before, it's just out of reach.
That's fair. We'll get to the defense in a moment. Tavo, something bad?
Yeah, I mean, Jenna said I think it's going to be kind of hard to really shit on the wide receivers at this point and Calzada because it's week one, right? Obviously, a super new group that he's throwing to that he's never had a chance to throw to except for over the summer and fall camp. So the camaraderie is going to take a minute to get there. So at the end of the day, it's going to take a minute. There were some deep balls that were there. It was just kind of overthrown. So I think he's trying to figure out who his best deep ball threat is. But at the positive side, the tight ends were used pretty often. And so that was really cool to see.
Yes.
Willie, obviously, that fumble he had wasn't taking care of the ball too well. But other than that, yeah, that was really cool to see, the tight ends.
Trey, something negative, something bad sticking out to you?
I say the safety, the replay that they did. Either if you're gonna keep it, just don't trip. Just get out the end zone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
So and they couldn't really connect on their deep ball, so you got to work on that. And practice speed is a lot different than game speed, so hopefully they can practice on it and get it going next week.
Doc, something bad?
Yeah, I think probably I'm a little bit concerned that we don't really know what Bush Hamden's coaching philosophy is right now in terms of what his game plan philosophy is for the rest of this team. He's been here now a year and one game, and if you ask me to kind of summarize what does he like to do, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell you. And I don't think that's all on me. I think a lot of people are a little bit unsure of where he's going with this. So, but I'm not calling it quits or anything at this particular point. Let's give him some time. It's just a little bit of confusion at this particular point.
Well, let me finish your all's takes. I'm gonna share a couple of comments. But Beasy, something bad, something not so good.
Going back with John, I would love to just see Bush Hamden on the field trying to, coach the offense instead of being up in the box, for once, just to see how that goes.
Yes, because he's also the quarterback coach, right?
Yeah, the quarterback's coach.
Get your tail on the field, Bush. Golly, Chris, you're 100% right. Get on the field. Look the man in the face and talk to him. Sorry, I cut you.
No,
yes,
that's
you're 100%
very
correct.
good point.
You're 100%
Yeah, I would
correct.
love to just see him on the field to see how he coaches, But the bad for sure is, just quarterback play. I thought he played pretty well for the first half. I was watching that. Second half, I did not think Calzada played the greatest. Of course, there were some couple of catches that should have been caught, and then that fumble in the first half, I believe, from Willie Rodriguez. But, just nervous about the quarterback play going forward, along with wide receivers getting open. Those are my two concerns or problems with UK, I feel like.
Wrap the not so good up, Rando.
All right, so I thought special teams play outside the punter wasn't great. I don't know. I obviously was not there on on the practice field. Has Ty Bryant been fielding kicks or fielding punts the whole time? Because you got K-Law and Hester, you got speed demons who can secure the ball. He had -3 yards or return yards, so not good. Special teams in the SEC, if you play bad, you will lose games because of it. So we got to figure that out. And then my biggest take was the wide receiver play. Jamore Macklin is far and away wide receiver one. He is wide receiver one. You convinced him to stay. It was the Bush Hamden recruited him in Missouri, so he sat him down. Hey, dog, I'm going to get you to stay here. I will feed you the ball. And I think he had one target the first drive, had a catch for 11 yards, gave us a first down. When it comes to route running, when it comes to 50-50 balls, contested catches, going to high point it, he is the best one on the field. So trying to force feed a very talented but very young Harley Gilmore doesn't make sense to me. There should be a section of the call sheet. The biggest section should be the run plays. The second biggest section should be how do I get 9 to football.
I would like to add another bad thing. Wilcox being suspended from the team and not being on the sideline. Another big.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard, and I don't know, this is some insight that I'm getting about Wilcox, that he likely is going to be kicked off the team.
I figured.
Because apparently he was charged with domestic violence.
Yeah.
On August 20th.
Yeah, the Herald Leader was reporting about the domestic violence part of course.
I had not heard.
I mean, even beyond that, losing the talent, it leaves a bit of a stain on the running back room. It's that kind of stuff always looms a little bit. So definitely that adjustment, will take a minute.
Yeah.
I think Dowdell and McGowan, though, they seem like they could be special as a Thunder and Lightning kind of duo.
Capable.
Absolutely.
And you're right. Wilcox potentially the most talented dude in that group, but is also seemed to be the biggest loose screw in the running back room, which is unfortunate because he's letting it go to waste. But yeah, those two I think will be okay with.
Absolutely.
Hey, you can't forget about Jason Patterson though.
Yeah.
Check these out. I'm showing. Is it showing? Yeah. South Carolina game. For what it's worth. There one comment, South Carolina Gamecocks football. I don't know if legitimately this is anything to do with South Carolina. Sorry, Kentucky. Stoops should have never made the comment stupid sunglasses.
Yep.
What? I don't know what's it got to do with this. Or there's no other context to what.
Class A troll.
And then more Stoops came at Beamer for no reason. Now the program is in shambles. Okay. Whatever. While we're at it, does anybody want to roast South Carolina Beamer? Well,
Yeah, the number 15 team in the country barely snuck away with the win against Virginia Tech in a neutral site game. If it wasn't for special teams, now fitting that Beamer ball won a game against Virginia Tech, but they looked like absolute dog crap for 3/4 of that game. And Lenora Sellers didn't look like a Heisman candidate like he's projected.
Wasn't it 10-8,
so,
something like that?
Might want to.
Going into the fourth? No.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it went in a halftime. That kick return might have been in the fourth quarter at the start of it. Yeah, Gamecocks might want to pump the brakes a little
Doc,
bit.
do you think Beamer? What do you think of his sunglasses? You're on mute if you're talking. I can't.
Difficult one.
Other.
Yeah.
Doc. Okay.
Oh, you're muted.
Well, I'm not hearing you, Doc.
Oh no.
Use your other finger. What you're still muted.
What are we going to do?
I don't know, Doc, if you're muted or you're having connection or issues. But
We just lost Jenna.
Let me get off. I'll try to jump back on.
okay. Well, we heard you then. So, all right. Let's.
Down to 5.
Yeah. I guess one thing with the game yesterday, I thought obviously the defense played their asses off. They were great, but is there a concern with the fourth quarter? Was it a situation, guys? Dave, I'll start with you, where fatigue, or maybe they were just not as into it as they were, or the bench? There's not enough bench lift as you're coming back. I'm asking. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the defense, how well they played, and then in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, they give up some scores.
Yeah.
And so I'll start with Davo. Is this a combination, or is this the defense? Fatigue? Is it not enough bench play, or maybe lack of enthusiasm?
This is a great Trevard question. But just from what I saw, I just think towards the end of the game, they felt like that they dominated them so much, 3/4 of the game, that they just kind of sat back and kept everything in front of them situation, and gave up, a wide open touchdown pass, which was super frustrating. And then towards the end, where they just happened to cover the spread, right? Of course, right there at the end of the game, that little silly touchdown. But I don't know. Like I said, sometimes Stoops just plays that super frustrating. Let's just sit back and keep it in front of us and wind the clock down instead of continuing to be aggressive. So that's just what I think happened. First game of the season, I don't think it's fatigue. Maybe a little bit tired legs coming out of fall practice and stuff. But I don't think it was that case at all. I just think it was Stoops playing safe.
Trey, what you say?
I won't say too much fatigue. It just, I guess we had them beat towards the fourth quarter. Then all 7 play that safe defense. Just keep everything in front of you. Just they throw it shallow. Just come up, make the tackle. So I guess that defense, you can just throw it short all the way down the field.
Yeah, that bend, don't break defense of ours. Yeah. Was it Doc? What's the?
I don't think it was fatigue. I think it was just a matter they were up 24-9 and thought that they had the game won and basically let their guard down a little bit. So I'm not too worried about it. I think probably making too much out of it.
Okay. Beasy.
I'll actually go against with everybody. I do think it was a little bit of fatigue because they were on the field a lot for majority of the game because our offense wasn't really doing anything. Like the only good thing really our offense did in that whole second half was being able to run the ball. I remember like one drive they had, I think, 9 runs and 1 passing play for a touchdown. So it ate up a lot of the time and everything. But I do think it was a little bit of fatigue because, the players started to miss tackles and then Toledo had that one drive leading to an easy touchdown. Like I think it was mentioned earlier, 9 plays in the fourth quarter to make it at that time 16-24. So they kept it close and everything, but I do think it was a little bit fatigue.
Rando, what you got?
Yeah, so actually, it does concern me, the defense and the scores that Toledo had, only because of who we're playing next week. It was after we scored, Toledo had to go tempo to get back into the game, right? So when Toledo went tempo, we struggled, and Ole Miss is going to go tempo the entire game, right? So if we can't figure out how to sub, if we can't figure out how to get the right 11 on the field or get our packages right, then it's going to be a problem. So was it fatigue? I don't know, but it was a definite tempo issue in my opinion. When they wanted to play fast, we couldn't adapt to that, and they scored both times they did that. So that's what concerned me. Now, when they wanted to play time possession and try to, meticulate down the field, our defense was absolutely stellar. But yeah, Ole Miss ain't going to do that, right? They're going to try to take shots, play fast, and we might have some dudes getting told to like drop down and fake an injury in the middle of that game. So it does concern me. As good as the defense plays, that piece of it is worrisome.
There's penalties involved with that thing, but that is my segue to
He's got to act better.
Right,
you got to act better.
acting. So that's this is my segue to the Ole Miss, because to Randall, to your point, it's the tempo. Yeah, that's one thing that just stood out to me, because we're going to see that a lot next week. Now, Ole Miss, first game, I want to say, I can't remember, it was one of those directional schools or something, but they won big. They took care of business, put up a lot of points. Georgia State, 60 some points. So Jenna, staying with you, looking at what's that? I'm sorry.
63-7.
63-7. Okay. What do you see with Kentucky and Ole Miss next week? You, Jenna.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna go off Rando's point and just it's the same old. We don't play all 4 quarters. It doesn't matter. Like the games like Toledo, those are the games you have to play till the end, because that sets the tone for like the rest of the season. If you're not playing until the end with everything you have in those kinds of games, how do you expect to do it in the games where you're gonna need to play the full time? Because it's the same. It's a culture thing at the end of the day, right? And if you're not playing all 4 quarters, or you're letting balls up because it's like, okay, we're in front enough to where we can kind of, just play it safe. That can't happen against Ole Miss, or they're gonna like murder us 100%. You just have to play all the way till the very end, and that's been a problem for a long time. Going to the concession stand, like that's been a thing. And it's, wins, losses, no matter what point, like it doesn't matter how many points you're up. Like you just can't, you have to set the culture. You have to set, the idea and put it in everyone's heads that we play 4 quarters no matter what. It does not matter.
Well, I don't know if I got the answer, and maybe if one of you all said it, it just kind of went over me. Is whether fatigue or not, is our depth there on the defensive side? Because we're gonna need, obviously, the defense to step up with all our opponents. Is the depth there? I honestly don't know how far we drop after our starters.
Defensive line I feel comfortable with, but safeties and corners are something I worry about, possibly.
Yeah.
Same. Rando, what do you got? What do you think?
Yeah, I got to be honest. Outside of Afari and Nichols and Ty Bryant, I guess Ty Bryant out of the safety spot, Afari kind of playing that hybrid. I don't even know who comes off for them and spells them, to be fair.
Jordan Love.
Say it again.
Yes.
Love it. I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. I will say that their quarterback threw 2 picks against Georgia State, right? So he's prone to turn the ball over. So if we can put a little pressure on him, heat him up a little bit, and we can win with just 4, I think we'll be okay. Because if you look at the box score from Georgia State, it was shot plays. I mean, their one wide receiver, their X went for like 5 for 130, right? With a long of 47. So if we can keep them from those big shot plays, we might be okay. If they do, though, if Ole Miss can score on a 3, 4, 5 play drive just because they're of a big breakout play, we can't respond that way. Like we can't expect Dowdell to go for a 75-yard breakaway run all the time, and until we get further into the season and there's a mind meld between Zach and these receivers, these shot plays aren't going to work for us. So we got to rely on 13 play drives to get down the field and 3 and outs. So which is exactly how we won last year in Ole Miss. So it ain't impossible. It just seems like a long shot.
They do open, if I saw this right, 10.5 point favorites.
Yeah, 10-point dogs, home dogs. So
who we got? Davo, did you talk?
Yeah, I think Rando said it. We're going to have to win time of possession against Ole Miss. We're going to have to stay on the field. Like you said, we're going to have those 14, 15, 16 plays, drives that take up, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully a whole 15 minutes, a whole quarter drive would be nice. We're going to have to do that. And I don't think that we're not going to be able to blitz them or send too many guys. Like, we're going to have to rely on that 4-man pressure to get to them, because we're going to have to sit back and play some zone and play aggressive back there, because they're going to do all they can to throw the ball over our heads and score quickly. So it's going to be interesting to see, what Brad White draws up as far as, coverage and everything, because we already know Lane Kiffin's is gonna come in for some blood and put as many points as he can on us. So it's going to be interesting to see what his scheme is against him.
Trey, Ole Miss, what you got?
Like Rando said, just gonna have to keep their offense off the field and create some long drives. So if we can do that, keep their offense off the field, we should have a shot. And like Davo just said, Lane Kiffin trying to put a lot of points up, and since we beat him last year, and he's known for trying to blow you out the water. So just keep him off the field, and he think gonna try to do some trick plays to get something cheap. So gotta be on our toes.
Doc, what do you got? Ole Miss.
I'm not scared of no Lane Kiffin or Ole Miss. Actually, before the beginning of the season, I predicted this as a Kentucky victory, but I'll be honest, if you ask anybody, do you feel better then or do you feel better now about the game? I'd be hard-pressed to find anybody who actually feels better after the performance by Kentucky and of Ole Miss in week 1. So it's a new week. Anything can happen. I still think Kentucky has enough focus. They're playing the big boy. It's SEC. Yes, sure. Kiffin has this revenge factor, but that's probably overrated. Come on. Once the ball's teed up, let's go. Go to it.
BZ, what you got?
Yeah, like everybody has been saying, I think Kentucky has to rule the time of possession. Last year, they had the ball for 39 minutes and 43 seconds, so they killed Ole Miss last year with time of possession. So I think they need to do the exact same thing this upcoming year if they want to win. And hopefully, Zach Calzada can get the deep ball working for him against Ole Miss. I mean, if that doesn't work out, of course, short passes, try to get the first downs, make the easy passes, make the easy yards, and that's the main thing. But Kentucky definitely has to rule the time of possession like they did last year to win. Like, I feel like they have to at least have the ball for, 35 minutes or so at least to get this win.
Just to remind everyone, come on, Kevin, pick it. So these are the predictions from all of our friends. Next week, Anthony's saying We win against Ole Miss. Who's else is Ole Miss? We're winning. Doc, you did have the win over Ole Miss. So, are you, for the record, are you sticking with it or not?
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with it. I'm like Jenna. Once I have a gut feeling, I've got enough info to back it up. I'm not changing.
There you go.
So no Pepto for you.
Yeah, no Pepto. We'll see about after the game. We'll save that for afterwards.
Yeah, well, that'll be next week's conversation. And Van says Ole Miss too. So, and of course, this one here. This will be.
Just wait. Just wait and see.
There you go.
Just
wait and see.
I'm gonna shock the world.
We want you to.
Now, Jenna, once again, in your defense,
This is going to be on the Georgia Bulldogs bulletin board. Jenna's
It's gonna
prediction
be
is
my
going to
face.
go back to.
We're just gonna have a
Let's
picture of
get
face.
Jenna viral with the Georgia fans.
Oh, yeah.
you
Oh,
did say it was going to be a trap game,
I'll
though.
have a whole column out. I'm gonna have a whole column out about how we're gonna beat Georgia, and it's probably, everyone's gonna say I'm wrong, but
Well,
It is a
who's gonna-
trap
who's gonna
game
be
for
our
them.
random Cobb?
Who are they playing before, and who are they playing after? Because those are
they
two
play Bam
significant teams.
before and they play Auburn after. So
Okay.
Wasn't that our last win when Cobb went down there and beat them?
I thought we lost him with Cobb.
No, didn't we have Cobb win?
Yeah,
Maybe we lost him at Kroger Field or Commonwealth Stadium, I should say, back then.
I'm gonna look that up now. I'm interested.
Yeah, Google that shit.
Hey, Kevin, evidently Kentucky still doesn't get any respect. I heard that even though Kentucky Ole Miss is going to be the only SEC interconference game, that they're not going to be priority. There's no game day. Game day is going to Missouri, Kansas, or
they
something
leave
like that.
Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah. How ridiculous is that?
Hey, one thing to stick out though, Kentucky has a better record than Alabama in football for once.
And Texas.
And Texas.
That's
Let's
true.
nice little segue. You
I
all
got
are. You got what, Dave?
It's been 15 years since Kentucky's last win over Georgia, and that
Only
we was
15?
down. We was down 20-6, and Randall Cobb made it happen.
Oh, okay.
Well, guess what? Georgia's on like a 37 home win streak, and we're gonna break it.
Woo! Let's do it. I love your.
There you go, Davo.
There
Got
it
the Randall
is.
Cobb right here.
That's the GOAT
Good.
right there, man.
That's
The greatest
bad.
2-star recruit ever.
Bad man. All right. Speaking of SEC football, notably Alabama ranked 8th. These polls, whatever. Lost to Florida State. Texas losing at Ohio State. Both Alabama and Texas, their games were road losses. LSU did go to the other Death Valley and
Another real
win.
deal. Another real. That defense
I
is
think
nasty.
so. How did I have to admit I barely watched any of the LSU Clemson game. Did Berrien Brown do anything?
Oh
He got
yeah,
screwed on one catch. Yeah.
Yes.
Did
that
he?
catch that they called back.
Yeah,
Probably
he had
one of
one
the worst
reception
mistakes
for
they called.
25 yards, but yeah, there was one reception that I saw as the replay that should have been a touchdown, but then
It would have been
Okay.
like ESPN Sports Center catch of the weekend.
They was calling it could have been catch of the year. It was so nice.
Really?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay.
Yeah, he got robbed. He got robbed of a highlight reel play. His first play as a Tiger
penalty.
resulted in a penalty because he didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know what the hell the formation he was in.
So,
he was
like false start
on the ball.
penalty or
But then
whatever. Lined up.
no, he was just
Gotcha.
he
Gotcha.
came in motion. Yeah, and was on the ball covering the tight end. But but then after that, like his stats, I don't think blew up. Would like blow your mind. But he had impactful plays, and he was running a lot more of the route tree than he did
Yeah,
for
it
Kentucky
wasn't
last
just straight
year.
go routes. It was
Mhm.
routes.
Yeah. He was running. He was
Mhm.
actually running routes. Like Kentucky put him in places to run the route tree last year. He ran a lot of lazy routes last year, and Van actually put a couple clips out there to talk about it. He looked motivated. He looked like, hey, I'm playing on a national championship contender, and he's obviously not the number one there, right? So he's got to fight for minutes and targets. He looked like a different Barryon last night. I'll tell you that.
Good for
He's in
him.
a culture that doesn't let him be a diva.
There you go. Yes.
When I'm not a Brian Kelly fan, like I'm not. I think Brian Kelly's fake when he went down there and tried to have a Bayou
That was
accent and whatnot. But yeah, but he does he does get the boys to rally around him.
It's his team. It's no one. Yeah. So, all right. Looking at other SEC, Auburn, Georgia, Florida. I mean, really, the rest of the SEC kind of took care of business.
Alabama didn't.
Well, yeah, besides Bama and Texas. But yeah, everyone else seemed to have played pretty well.
Is Arch Manning overrated?
Nope. I'm going to tell you this.
Go ahead.
Arch Manning got the pressure of everyone in the universe on his back. And he was set up for failure because of that pressure. As much as he denied it, as much as he told people, don't tell, I'm not a first overall pick. I'm not a Heisman. I've never started a game. Like, I don't deserve, like, I need to prove myself. All of that. At the end of the day, everyone said he was going to have this Heisman winning performance against the reigning national championships in one of the hardest environments in the country. He was set up for failure mentally more than physically. I think people are saying, oh, he just can't throw. He can't do this. He can't do that. It's a mental thing. I guarantee part of it is just the fact that everyone wanted him to fit into this, perfect quarterback molds, and he's just not there yet. So.
Well, he ain't seen the Kroger Field environment yet either.
Well, I mean, in fairness to Jenna, you got the whole Texas connection, right?
Yeah, I will always defend Arch Manning. I'll always defend Texas, but I think anyone who's saying Arch Manning is like the biggest bust in the history, like all of these things, they need to calm down. They need to let him find his place, find his identity outside of him being a Manning. That's all he's known for. He just needs to find his identity outside of that, and he'll be fine. I'm not worried one bit.
Well, his first game that he's played as a starter, he saw the hardest defensive scheme that he'll see all season. Matt Patricia was sending things at him that he was doing in the NFL, right? He had the Ohio State defense like coached up, ready to rock, and Arch wasn't used to that. It was
and
the
they have
first
a
time.
very
So
young
I agree with Jenna
line as well. So
yeah, and what's unfortunate is the internet had themselves away with old Arch Manning yesterday, and it stinks because he's done it all the right way. He went there and sat behind Ewers for a couple years. He's been humble, like he's done everything the right way. But golly, he had a bad game yesterday, and he took it on the shins. But I do think he's gonna bounce back. By the time we get to the middle of the season, he's gonna be like, okay, this guy's the truth.
they have a couple.
And it'll probably right about the time they play us. Right by the time they play us, so it'll be like, oh, there goes Manning. He is legit. He's not adopted. He's actually a Manning.
They have a couple easy games at home. I think the next 3 games he'll start to find them when SEC play comes around. They definitely do not have as bad of an SEC schedule as majority of the teams, so I think they'll be just fine. Bama on the other hand.
Overrated.
Bama has a culture problem. Point blank.
BC, what were you saying? What was
I was saying, meanwhile, I find Arch Manning overrated.
come on. All right. Let's see
overrated.
The kids go at it tonight. Come on.
I think it's hard to, like, in my eyes, he's overrated based off what the media has said what he is, not based off of what he's ever acted on. Yeah. But if you look at it in the sense of, well, yeah, everyone's saying he's going number 1 overall in the draft. Like, of course. But I'm like, he never himself put himself above, anyone. Same thing. He was willing to sit behind Quinn Ewers when he could have started at pretty much any other program probably last year just based off his name. So,
well, I mean, I think it was Cooper that said that he doesn't believe, that he'll go to the draft after this year. And then he was like, well, I never said that. I don't know where he got that from. So they had to backtrack immediately from that.
Easy, keep talking, and you're going to get off of Jen's Christmas list. No Christmas card for you.
I will say, if Arch is a bust, I don't think it's because of Arch. It's because I'm not a big Sarkisian believer. Like, he has shown that he can pee down his leg more than once, and especially in these big games. Which is unfortunate because I think that's why Arch went there, is because the Mannings are Sark fans and they knew that Sark was taking over a Texas team that was eventually going to go to the SEC. I don't think he's got it figured out as a head coach. I think he's a great OC. I think he's similar to like my guy in Miami, Mike McDaniel. Great OC, can't figure it out as a head coach. But if Arch isn't great, I would look more at not Arch's talents mentally or physically.
Mhm.
It's the coach.
Liv, remind the panel what's your history? I mean, you live.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in Austin. My whole family went to Texas. I went to every home game for Texas since I was like 7 years old. I've always been a diehard Longhorn. You know, I've been there from the Casey Thompsons and the trash Texas was a couple of years ago to now. I think Sark, when it comes to Sark, I think the reason he really understands the Texas football culture. It's one of those schools. It's similar to Kentucky basketball. There's very few people who have the balls to take over as head coach in a program that's so like rooted in its greatness and what it's supposed to be. And I think Sark, took it head on and, I think he can get there. But yeah, I think if they underperform this year, he's definitely going to be in the hot seat just because of the recruits and especially with NIL, the players they have the ability to get if they still aren't, in a natty conversation, or if they're not playing for a natty this year, people are going to start, turning their heads.
Trey, haven't heard from you. What's your take on Manning?
I mean, this is his first game starting, and he really don't have no experience other than just coming in and doing some plays here and there. And plus, Patricia was pretty much blitzing him from like a NFL type defense. So
That's a great
from
point.
that was pretty tough. So I mean, look at his numbers; weren't that bad, but he had some bad throws here and there. But other than that, he didn't play as bad of his game as the media said he did.
Yeah. Let's see, Doc. Manning, what's your take?
I didn't watch the game. I was kind of preoccupied with another game that was
Another
going
game.
on simultaneously.
Yeah.
By the way,
How did you watch the game yesterday, Jenna?
I'm a
Okay,
multitasker.
just checking. All
Yeah.
right. So, Doc, you're not a
I am not. So I'm just fired up. Why in the world do they have the game like that at noon? I know it's TV, but we're kind of living according to what the television schedule dictates right now. But
1
no,
and 3 was Ohio State 3, right? Why is that game not prime time on?
That's
that should have been a
Fox.
prime time.
That's Fox.
That's a Big 12
Okay.
deal. That's a big noon
Oh,
kickoff.
it's
That's
true.
why. Like that's
It was
it's
that
TV deal.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Got it.
But give him time. I mean, he certainly has the pedigree. I watched his grandfather, right? Yeah, Archie Manning come in, and Kentucky actually won that game here. They beat Ole Miss 10-9 when Archie was quarterback way back when, and certainly have followed Peyton and Eli over the course of time. So I believe in pedigree. I believe in genetics, and I think he's probably going to be just as good as everybody thinks he's advertised at. Just give him some time. He really doesn't have had the experience. He hasn't taken that many snaps. Let's give him a chance.
Jeez, everybody's
And I think Sark's a good coach too.
Okay.
I think people also, it's so easy to get distracted by Arch Manning and ignore the fact that Texas's defense is incredible as well. And that's part of the reason why they're going to continue to be in the natty conversation is because their defense is
I was
stellar.
flipping channels watching both games yesterday, so I was multitasking. I'm telling you, just to see those two, that's big boy football.
Yeah.
Good God, my God, and it's crazy. All right, let's a couple more topics and we'll be done. One of the things that keeps floating around on X is, who's the greatest players and the Mount Rushmore of Kentucky football. And to name just 4, players on the Mount Rushmore. What's Davo? Running backs. Who's your Mount Rushmore of running backs?
Just from, my goodness.
In fairness, let's say from 2000 to now. I mean, because when we start going way back, honestly, I can't. When people though I didn't watch them, so I can't. Who is who's the 4 guys that you're gonna like That's your boys.
Well, you got to start. So I go by this electrifying play. Boone Williams
Boom.
was super electric, right? Obviously, you got C-Rod, Chris Rodriguez, just an absolute bowling ball. Will run you over at any time, really, and get his yards. You got Benny Snell. I mean, the guy broke records, so he has to be up there. And then we only had him for 1 year, so you got to throw Ray Davis in there. Without Ray Davis, the season probably would have been even worse. So to me, as far as whenever you go, I know it's chalk. It's kind of not too far back, but to me, those are super impactful running backs at that position. That kind of help.
Okay. Trey, what's your 4 round Mount Rushmore guys running back?
Raphael Little. I'm sorry, my bad. Forgot Raphael.
Yeah,
that's 5 then.
Yeah, Little who
My bad.
can run the ball, catch, and he did punt return. So
Yeah,
I got him. You ain't got to go with Benny Snell because he has all types of rushing records here. So you got Boone Williams who was electrifying to watch.
electric.
Run the ball across the field and cut it back and go for a touchdown. Then either C-Rod or Ray Davis would be my 4.
What about JoJo? What's up with everybody leaving JoJo off their list?
Joe Kemp?
Yeah, JoJo Kemp.
Was he on? But he was on. I mean, what was it? He only how many years was he with us?
I think he was here all 4.
Was he? For some
pretty
reason, I
sure
thought he transferred. Maybe
I'll do some research.
He was a super emotional leader. I know he carried us in that South Carolina game.
Well, if that's the Wildcat doing the Wildcat, that
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Doc, who's your Mount Rushmore?
No, all those sound good to me. I think I would include Randall Cobb in that category because he played in the backfield quite a bit. He was a kind of a do-it-all kind of guy, and he wasn't the biggest, fastest, or quickest, but to me, he was like the Pete Rose of Kentucky football. If you wanted it, he had the it factor. You wanted the ball in his hands when Kentucky needed a few yards or a touchdown.
That was Rich. Who was his coach? Was it Brooks? No.
It was
Yeah. Brooks.
Brooks
That was like one of for us to get Cobb. That was a big deal at that point. Well, there you go.
Yeah, we stole him from Tennessee's backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he was like a Mr. Football or something, but he really wasn't recruited by Tennessee or something. But
he's a 2-star recruit.
Yeah, so
I think Tennessee won him late.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but we
committed here, so he just came here because they came for him too late.
Rando, who's your Mount Rushmore?
So can I just give my Mount Rushmore for Kentucky in general? Because I'm going to have to pop off here soon. I got a little girl I got to put in bed.
Go. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So it's Lynn Bowden, it's Randall Cobb, it's Tim Couch. And then if I got to – I'm going on offense, so we got to throw a defender on there. It's Josh Allen or Josh Allen Hines now, I guess. But those would be my 4.
And with Trevard Lindley, we're really close, right?
Absolutely. There we would put a 5th head on there for him, right
Exactly. Yeah, or one of the 4 players just with a protruding head coming out of their neck. All right, Rando, I know you got to go. I appreciate you hanging with this chat.
Absolutely. I hope my prediction of
plug your show.
Oh, yeah. So we got Heavy Pour Sports. So we got Border Rivals under that media LLC. And then we got All UK Ball. So All UK Ball is me and Selena. We just chat about mostly Kentucky football and basketball. And then Border Rivals are me and 2 other Marines that I've known forever. One's a Tennessee fan. One's a Louisville fan. Louisville fan's actually my son's godfather. So I've told you I make questionable decisions from the jump. But these guys are my boys that I came in the Wrinkle with 13 years ago. And we just chop it up about Louisville, Tennessee, Kentucky sports while having a cocktail. Turn a cocktail. So I appreciate you letting me pump the show. Come give us a follow. Wednesday nights we record. We release Thursday, and then we have our happy hour show on Saturday. And I hope I'm celebrating because I I don't think he thinks he's muted, but that's right. I'm a professional. I'm gonna go right through it. Yeah, I hope I get to celebrate the Ole Miss games. I predicted a loss, and I feel better. Like Doc said after watching that game, I feel better about my prediction of them losing to Ole Miss. But I hope I'm wrong. So let's just say it wouldn't be the first time.
Thanks for the hang. Thanks for your service.
My bad,
Murray.
Rando.
Yeah.
You're good, bud. Go Cats. Peace.
All right.
Go Cats.
Later, bro. Yeah. All right. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Did you see hear that, Davo? He's a professional. He could get past you.
Yeah, my wife was totally ignoring me. I'm like, Jenna 4.
4.
Hmm.
Maybe a 4 for 4 from Wendy's.
The Wendy's by me's nasty. I don't go there no more.
Jenna, did you give your Mount Rushmore?
No, but I will say I'm not the most qualified.
That's fair.
As we all know,
Yeah.
I know my Kentucky football knowledge doesn't go very far.
You're off.
And I don't want to anger anyone. I could do a Texas running back Mount Rushmore, but no
We'll
one
save that for another show. We're totally dedicate our show to Texas. Not. All right. Let's see. One quick topic. Throw at you guys. Deion, Coach Sanders calls for paying players who reach the college football playoff and or play in the bowl game. To me, that's a no-brainer. NIL. Davo, you play in you play in a bowl game. Don't you get a bonus? I mean, they're professionals now, right, Davo?
I didn't hear nothing about that. What is it? He's saying they get like incentives for making a bowl game?
Yeah,
Jesus
like
Christ.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
to me, it's a no-brainer.
I mean, I guess so, but they're college kids and they're getting paid to play games right now. So I mean, just congratulations, be happy you're in a bowl game and take the NIL you already got.
But a lot of those players opt out.
Well, then and a lot of them probably will still opt out if we're being honest with you, because a lot of these bowl games don't mean shit to a lot of these players anymore, unless it's the playoffs.
One is there's too many bowl games.
There is. There's way too many. Yeah.
And no team should basically end the season the way you started, meaning you start 0-0 and you go 6-6. That's mediocre. That's average to me. You're getting rewarded with the bowl game. No.
Yeah.
And if you lose, you finish sub 500.
It should be at least 7 wins to get you into a bowl game. At least 7.
There's too many ball games. Trey, anything?
Like Dave said, they're already getting paid, so I'm not sure going to a bowl game give them more money. But if you're a backup player, then the starter's not playing, then good for you. Go out there and play during the bowl game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just that have to be the star of the team gets compensated or rewarded for a bowl. It could or playoff. It could be the second, third string guy who's
he can go out there and get his time to shine.
Yeah, I'd say at that point he should be happy he's getting PT. Shit.
Yeah.
Doc, what's your take?
Whatever. I mean, what are the parameters? Do you have to go on the field? Okay, I'll go on for one play. Write me my check. I'm in.
I mean, you saw Cam Ward play like the first half for Miami this past year, and then he sat out after that.
What about you, Jenna? Pay?
I am the biggest NIL hater you will ever meet. I could debate about it for 5 hours, why it's the most atrocious thing to ever happen to college sports. I think it's stupid. I don't think, your only incentive to want to play in a bowl game is money. Like, that's lame. It used to be about more than that. Now everything's about money. I hate it. I think it's stupid. NIL's the downfall of college sports, but no, like, absolutely.
She's right.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Because put football aside, besides the fact that it only benefits football, men's basketball, women's basketball, every other sport's kind of screwed. And then, when you look at football, it's like, we're only going to play in a bowl game if we're getting paid. Like, why would you want someone on your team that's only playing for money? Like, I wouldn't want that. That's the reality.
Not to put my dude, who's one of my all-time favorite defensive players at the University of Kentucky, but Trey, would you have would you have minded playing in this era?
No, I would not.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what's not the players'
No, no,
fault?
no.
Like, if
Of
someone
course,
offered
right.
me if someone offered me $8 million to go somewhere, I'd be like, hell yeah, of course I'm going there. But yeah, it's stupid. I think, college sports used to be about playing for a team you wanted to love and be loyal to, and now it's who's giving me the biggest paycheck.
If the NIL held up to the way it was supposed to be years ago, just showing up on, I don't know, infomercials or eating a burrito at Chipotle or something like, good.
Getting paid for your jersey selling, like obviously
that's fine. But to put 10 toes down and say, you give me $3.5 million this year, I'll come. What the hell? I mean, that's professional at that point.
No 18 to 22-year-old needs $8 million. Period.
Yeah, no college player should be getting paid more than his coach, assistant coach, or his position.
Some of them are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like, are these players being, taught how to manage their money, or, do they know how to handle having that much money? Because that used to be a problem.
How about when you media people go and talk to players after a game? You pose that question. Come on.
That's a Doc question.
Well, no, it's BZ and they're media too.
Media, yeah, for sure.
What are you doing with all that
as
money?
A player, you love NIL. As a player, I would defend NIL till I die because it benefits you. I mean, it benefits the players that are good enough to be paid on that scale. But then again, you go and ask like a member of, the swim and dive team, they're going to tell you it's equally as horrible as I think it is.
Yeah, well, they would say it's because the water is amazing.
Trevard, you got your kickback, right? Didn't all the former players get kickback?
No, that stopped at 2016.
Oh shit!
Everybody took.
What?
2016 got it.
Yeah.
So I was a little before that.
Before that, only a little.
No, I thought they went.
I didn't know how far they went back.
Yeah, actually, I thought. Yeah. Well, that's
because of statute of limitations.
So what?
Statute of limitations. That's why they only went back a certain.
We'll start you a GoFundMe, Trevard.
But let's real quick. Wasn't really Ed O'Bannon back in the day? He was the one that really got. He took the NCAA to court, right, Doc?
I think the guys, what was it, Northwestern?
Mm-hmm.
Was that them?
Yeah, the UCLA guy.
Ed O'Bannon. So that was back in the mid '90s.
I would think. Yeah, my understanding was that it dated back much earlier than I was thinking, like 20 years. So Trevard, you should know, but I would just make darn sure that you don't have some residuals that are due coming your way.
I thought it went back.
I would have known about that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get yours. All right, where we at? Final shots. Let's do this. We're about at we're past the top of the hour. So, Dave, give me final shot for the night.
Yeah, Kentucky volleyball, great showing. Excellent job against Nebraska. They're the number one team in the land for a reason, a national champion favorite. Obviously, going up 2-0, you feel pretty comfortable at any volleyball match. But they just did number one team in the nation things, and they made a lot of adjustments, and they won the last three. But kudos to Coach Skinner, put together a stupid tough schedule, so they're going to be really, really ready for conference play. And then rolling into the NCAA tournament, I think probably is one of the top favorites to win the whole thing. So hell of a showing. Wish we could have pulled it out, but many more big games to go.
Trey, final shot, sir.
Final shots got Ole Miss this week. I think we'll go in and get this done. And Chase Creek, we got South Oldham this week at home. So
please beat them. Please beat them. I hate that. Any Oldham County team, I can't stand them. Beat them.
We'll do it for you, Dave.
Appreciate
it. Doc, final shot.
Officer Combs, the guru of UK sports, made an appearance to an actual UK athletic event this past weekend. He was in the press box during the Ole Miss game. And Oscar, for those of you who aren't familiar with him, he was just so instrumental to us who are coming up through the media. He started the Cat's Paws, which was essentially the genesis of these fan magazines back in the mid 70s. And it just goes to show you that he's such a resource, and tradition is important and history is important, because it's really by learning about what we've come through that we can really see all the benefits that we're enjoying today as part of the media. So big shout out to Oscar. I'm glad he's up and about again.
Good. We need to get Oscar on here too.
Yeah,
Doc,
that
let's
would be
make
great.
it happen. BZ, final shot.
Final shot. Hopefully, our offense will play better against Ole Miss. I feel like our defense will be fine going into that game, but excited to see what UK can do in week 2. Of course, week 1 wasn't the best on the offense, and hopefully it just improves with Zach Calzada and the wide receivers being more open. But excited for week 2, and also UK volleyball today. I know they lost to Nebraska, but it was cool to see Andrew Carr being at that game because his younger
His sister. Yeah.
yeah,
She played good too. Yeah, she had a
yeah,
couple good.
Lizzie Carr.
Yeah.
It's with UK, so that was cool to see Andrew Carr being at the game today, supporting UK, and of course his younger sister as well.
Yep. Lift, final shot, ma'am.
Zach Calzada is still the right answer.
Okay.
QB1. I know everyone wants to see Cutter Bully in there and whatnot, but it's the same situation of you got to give him a little grace and a little bit of time. He'll figure it out. And same thing with volleyball. Volleyball needs a bigger fan base. Memorial should be sold out every single game.
Hey,
Going for SEC champ number 9 in a row. Hello.
Hello.
Volleyball deserves more hype. They deserve more fans. We need to show out for them as much as we show out for a team that might get blown out by Ole Miss. Give a winning team as much grace as you give Kentucky football.
There you go. And for the record, Jenna, I know you're still sticking with our QB1, but it wasn't. You didn't stick with him. You didn't have enough.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the reason we lost is the same reason I said. It's just going to take time for him to figure out how his offensive identity is, and what's going to, be his options, on wide receiver specifically.
But you were
But
counting on
he's
him
still
to
the
figure
right
that out after week 1. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to take time, as everything does. Same thing with Arch Manning. Everyone wants, that Heisman performance week 1. But especially in the NIL era where there's a bajillion new players every single year, it's going to take a lot longer than what people are used to.
All right.
So
Another plug for my man Doc, his book.
There you go. I need to whine a little bit more. Yeah, with
Plug away. Go.
With Zach Calzada, though, Jenna, I think when Kentucky makes that trip down to Athens, that's when you're going to see him start rolling, right?
yeah, remember this is a quarterback who upset number 1 Alabama. No one's talking about. That's why they're beating Georgia. He's going to relive his glory days.
That was before COVID, though.
No, thanks for the book shout out. Whining for Posterity, Lessons in Life, Sports, and Other Things Worth Complaining About. And also, Kevin, I'm starting a new segment with Jack Patty every Friday morning on BLK 590 from 9 to 10. It's called Friday Morning Quarterbacks, where we're calling the plays even before they begin. So if you get a chance, kind of tune in, actually call in, create some controversy. I need some poop stirring on there.
Okay, there you go. Now, does that turn in? Is that actually a podcast too? Because aren't you doing a podcast now?
Yeah, they put it all on podcast afterwards. But it's live radio, so anything can happen.
I mean, should I be jealous that you're doing another podcast, instead of mine only? Or
I'm a very, very loyal guy. I always remember where my roots were, and Round of Shots will always be special in my heart. But I'm also a mercenary, though. So I'll go to the highest bidder in a second. But I will remember you.
Okay, yeah, please. Thank you. All right, good stuff, guys. I appreciate everyone watching, hanging with us in chat. Ole Miss is next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. at Kroger Field. I think the consensus here is, what is the consensus? L raised. What is it? L Davo. Yeah. Trey.
I have no idea what we're doing.
It's
Ole Miss. L or this or L
What about win like that?
or that. There you go. Or that. Yeah. Oh, he took it to that. No, give us.
it's my first wedding of the fall season, so I'll be multitasking. So
All right.
hopefully
We
you have
will-
a happy bride.
Yeah, I appreciate you all hanging with me tonight. We'll be back next Sunday night to recap Ole Miss. Look ahead to it's game 3. Is it?
Eastern
Eastern
Michigan.
Michigan.
All right. Good.
Big one, big huge game there.
All right. One. Jay. I think Jay is like your biggest fan.
Jay might be the biggest fan, but we already said Kentucky, Texas, we're going to be beefing that whole entire week.
That's gonna be a fun Twitter war.
Yeah, he will be on.
He's looking forward to that.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Everyone have a good rest of the night. Good week.